From our studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park, it's Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee. Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. I'm Jeff Thee, coming to you from our studios right here at Arnold's Park Amusement Park. My guest today is Amanda Olson with Champion State of Mind, and also with us is Murphy, our friend Murphy, the therapy dog.
Yes.
Wave at the nice people there, Murphy. Oh, anyway, how are you today?
Good, very good.
Thanks for coming in and joining me.
Absolutely, thank you.
I wanted to talk to you, and we've been trying to arrange and you're such a busy gal.
It's been busy.
I know, Ed. But, you know, mental health is a very, I don't know, for some reason, a very special subject for me.
Sure.
And I look at things that have fallen through the woodwork for years and years and years. Mm-hmm. And even just in the last week, you know, we've had 2 mass shootings, and, you know, I think mental health still tends to be one of those whispered about subjects that we don't address enough. And the last 12 months has not done mental health any favors whatsoever.
No, not at all.
So maybe just revisit real quick, and we've got some politics to talk about, but
yes.
fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
But a little bit of what Champion State of Mind is and what you do there, Amanda.
Yeah, absolutely. Champion State of Mind is based in Estherville, Iowa, and we are a mental health and substance use company, so we provide individual, group, family, couples counseling for both mental health and substance use services. We actually will be celebrating 5 years this year.
Wow.
Come June.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's very exciting. Yes. And we have grown to just over 10 providers now in 6 different locations. And then clearly this last year, we have started our own adventure into the telehealth world. So we have been extremely busy in the past year. And of course, we've got Murphy. As he can see, he's made himself very comfortable next to you already.
Oh, yeah. Well, when he realized that I have a puppy too, first the smelling started, and then I keep treats in my pocket. So
it helps.
I can't resist. I can't help myself. Murphy had to get a treat, and from then on, right by my side.
There you go. Yep. And so Murphy is a certified therapy dog, and so he comes to work with me every day in the Estherville office. And then we also do volunteer work when it's allowed. COVID's kind of limited that this past year, but we volunteer at schools, nursing homes, hospitals where we can. But mainly, he comes to the office and he spends time with clients. A lot of people enjoy spending time with him. Yeah. Kind of a mascot for us, but he also helps clients just feel more comfortable in the office.
He's in the mental health business too.
He
doesn't even realize it. He just loves to love.
I think he enjoys his job very much.
He's wagging. That's a good sign of him. He's wagging back to him.
If he call it a job, he loves his job. So
well, you know, and you talked about telehealth, and we were all kind of forced into the telecommunications business of with Zoom and anything else that came our way.
Yep.
Did it bring an avenue to you that maybe that prior you're like, oh, this is a nice tool if we need it, to all of a sudden we can use this a lot if we have to?
Yeah. Pre-COVID, I guess we will say, telehealth was not used very much, at least in our business and in our company,
right.
Because the reimbursement, it wasn't there, it wasn't at full rate, and plus there were a lot of additional stipulations where the client needed to be, where the provider could be, if people had to be in the room with the client, if they were in the physical location
right.
Of the office. And then it just really wasn't used, at least for therapy mental health services. I mean, you might have seen telehealth used in specialty situations, or psychiatrists, for example, just started to get into that realm. Yeah. Insurance companies recognized it, but not mental health therapy. So when COVID came in, we as a company had to make some very quick changes.
Yeah.
So frankly, in about a week and a half time, we took hundreds of clients and we transferred them to telehealth. Yeah. And that was a massive undertaking. I can't rave enough about how amazing the Champion staff and providers were in that entire project.
Yes.
We all just came together and said, okay, what do we need to do to make this happen?
Yep.
And then even our clients too, because I mean, they don't know what's going to happen.
Well, sure.
We've got this global pandemic happening, but they still have their daily life issues that they're working through, and we as providers still want to be there for them. We want to support them, but now they're not coming to the office.
Yeah.
But they still need that contact with us. How we're going to do that? So many people had to overcome that level of adversity very quickly, and so many people did, and I was so proud of everybody that did that. And here we are a year later, and a lot of people are still using telehealth. A lot of people are, and it's been fascinating to watch that growth over the year. Yeah. Now we have people who ask for it.
All of a sudden we're like, I don't feel like getting out of my pajamas, so can we just do a Zoom call or whatever?
You know, you'd be surprised how many people just kind of roll over and go, yep, here I am. And you know what? That works. Yeah. That's fantastic. If you're able to meet with your provider and get your needs met, and you're seeing progress towards your goal, that's fantastic.
Yes.
That's what we're here for. If it's in person or telehealth, that is what we're here to do. So even though we didn't necessarily see the situation coming with COVID and transitioning to telehealth, we faced it dead on and said, all right, you know what can we do? How can we make the best of this situation? And it's not just our company. So many other companies had to do this. So many other different mediums had to do this too. And I think people are learning that there's actually growth that has come out of this. And that's a huge positive if we can see out of this very tragic situation with the pandemic.
Well, you know, I think that's part of recovery too, of looking for that silver lining. You know,
absolutely.
The fact that this happened in this day and age instead of 30 years ago. I mean, the world truly would have shut down. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. So we had options. We learned how to innovate, and in some ways we'll be richer for it and appreciating personal contact again.
Yes.
And as well as I found a new way to conduct business that is efficient, is not overwhelming with having to use resources, and so there are things that came out of this that are good. Let's talk about. You've been so busy on this, Amanda.
we have, right, Murph? Yes.
But let's face it, part of the reason that mental health can fall through the cracks, that sometimes, again, go back to the whispering about it, and that's because funding through, whether it's state government, federal government, for years I watched it slash.
Yes.
And mental health workers would be pleading to legislators saying, we're losing people.
Yeah.
And so you've been working, this is a House File 294 that actually has passed the Iowa legislature, and it's kind of sitting in the Senate right now. Yeah,
it's kind of stuck, to be honest. And so, you know, Jeff, when you and I were talking about things that we needed to really cover today, I wanted to bring this to the forefront because it is so unbelievably important that we have the support of the state of Iowa, because it's not just about supporting the citizens of Iowa, but it's also the businesses too. And we need bills like this to pass to help us mental health in so many aspects. I can't even begin to describe the ripple effect that a bill like this in a positive manner would have, not just on us as providers, but our families and our client. I mean, it's astronomical how big of an issue this is. And you're absolutely right. We've been very, very busy. There's been a lot of advocacy that's been going on at the state level, trying to get this bill to get attention. Let's be honest, there's a lot. How many bills say they want attention? I get that. Yeah. But this one really needs attention. And let me paint this picture here, okay? The state of Iowa already is short mental health providers. Pre-COVID, all right? We already know that. Right. This is nothing new. You watch the news, mental health is already an issue pre-COVID. We already don't have enough providers. We already don't have enough hospital beds. We're already on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to these issues pre-pandemic. Yep. Then the pandemic hits, okay? Then we add telehealth, which is now looking back a fantastic tool that we were able to utilize. And we had federal support, we had state support, we've got insurance company support to offer telehealth services to our clients. Thank goodness it was there.
Yes.
Okay, and a lot of insurance companies actually went back and offered financial support to their individuals as well,
right,
saying, okay, we're gonna you don't have to pay co-pays. I mean, they were doing everything they could to try to help.
Yeah.
Again, fantastic. All right, so here we are, we're on the front lines doing what we can. Now here we are towards what we hope is an end,
yes.
right? Where
yeah.
I don't want to say it is.
But when we do this, it's like, oh, I can see a light. I can see it out there. Yeah.
Right. We got this vaccine. People are starting to rally. We see hope
yes.
on the other end. Well, now we start talking money again.
Yeah.
Which is where this bill comes in.
Right.
And so, and I'm just going to look at my paper here because I'll be honest, politics is not my day job. And so I just wanted to highlight what this bill is. So it's HF 294 is the bill. Mm-hmm. And so what the bill is specifically is telehealth, meaning that the delivery of healthcare services through the use of real-time interactive audio and video or other real-time interactive electronic media, regardless of where the healthcare professional and the covered person are each located. It does not include the delivery of healthcare services delivered solely through audio only in this case, but it is like FaceTiming. Okay,
right.
So this bill isn't going to cover the telephone, right. which we've been able to do up to this point, but it is going to cover Skype, Zoom, that concept.
All those,
software.
Visual measures,
yep.
right. Yes.
Yep. And the big pieces are a health carrier will reimburse at the same rate as the health carrier would apply to the same healthcare service for mental health conditions, illness, injury, or disease provided in person. Okay. And a health carrier shall not require that any additional healthcare professional be located in the same room as a covered person. And this would affect immediately and be retroactive to January 1st of 21. Okay. All right. So in a nutshell, okay.
Yeah.
Reimbursement rates for telehealth services equal face-to-face for providers like myself.
Yep.
It also removes the site of service location, meaning that the client doesn't have to be in the office.
Right.
The provider doesn't have to be in the office. The client and provider can be at home.
Yeah. Doesn't
anywhere.
even have to be in the same town.
Nope, doesn't have to be in the
right.
same town. Okay.
Right.
And the removal of a person having to be in the room with a client for telehealth to count. Because like I said in the past, a client might have to go to like our office, and then we might have to provide a staff member to sit in the room with them for it to count as a true telehealth service. This bill would eliminate that.
Okay.
So
it's easing the way for you and for those who need help.
Right, absolutely. It is allowing us to continue to do our job the way we've been doing it through COVID. And the thing are, the statistics are supporting that this works.
Right.
I mean, I had to stop with statistics. I had so much to go through, but here's just a few ideas to give you how important this is, okay? Right. So pre-pandemic, people were reporting anxiety and depression were at 11%. Okay, now during the summer of 2020, these are CDC statistics, they're reporting that anxiety and depression are greater than 50%.
From 11 to greater than 50.
Okay, and that's 6 months ago.
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah. I mean,
we don't
completely different picture now.
Right.
Yes. Right.
Okay. And then when it comes to telehealth, we saw 2018 to 19 an increase in telehealth by 460%, but in 2020 the increase was 6,000%. Okay.
I don't know if you can fathom that. I can't fathom that.
Wow. And then the other thing to keep in mind too is our cancellation and no-show rates as providers drastically decreased. Just like you said, I can roll over and just get out of bed.
Well, yeah,
here I am.
Yeah.
Right there, right? And when we have our cancellations and no-show decreases, again, that's a ripple effect. People are getting served more. Right. Their needs are getting met.
Yes.
They're feeling better.
Yes.
Okay, and then that has a ripple effect on their family, their friends, their coworkers. I mean, when I say how big of a deal...
You got a steaming teapot.
Oh my gosh.
And you take that lid off and let that pressure out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we need to do this. And then, again, the other part about this bill that opens the door is that it allows specialists to see our citizens in the state of Iowa that don't live here, but they can still see the specialists. And that's another piece that we don't have a lot of specialists in Iowa either compared to other states.
Right.
But with a bill like this, which says we're going to pay you what you're worth, by the way, we're going to pay you full rate, these specialists are going to agree and get licensed in the state of Iowa and say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
What is that also going to, what kind of ripple effect is that going to have if you're going to get access to specialists versus taking time off from work,
right, taking
kids out of school, having to drive how many hours away to get to these specialists, when I can just pull my phone out, I'm right here.
Yeah.
My gosh.
I mean, these applications are for every other aspect of our life. How about something as important as mental health?
Yes.
You know, if we could use our phones to give ourselves a shot, that'd be great too.
That would be great.
That'd be great. But we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
But
no.
For people to be able to access help for mental health, iPad, phone, computer screen, telephone, whatever it is, it'd be available.
This bill is giving us the opportunity to support exactly what the state of Iowa has been stating that they want to do, which is increase, support the access to mental health services in the state of Iowa. I don't understand, as a citizen, as a provider, as a business owner, I am having the most difficult time wrapping my mind around how a bill like this could get stuck or not pass, which, by the way, in the House, it had bipartisan support, right? We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, you said it passed
5 to 1? Wait, you're right. 95 yeses.
Very much bipartisan.
Yes.
So it has passed the House. It sits in a committee in the Iowa Senate right now.
Why is it sitting?
Yeah.
Why is it sitting, guys? If you're going to preach that mental health is so in need in the state of Iowa, which it is, I'm on the front lines with our staff and providers every single day.
Right.
I can attest to that.
Yes.
This bill would be showing us that you're going to walk the walk, not just talk the talk.
Right.
You need to support us as providers, as companies, to not only say that you are important, that you're worth this, but also to show upcoming generations and mental health providers that you're worth it too.
Yes.
So, because think about this. If you're a provider in the state of Iowa and you're watching this, okay, or you're a student, coming into the field, and you're like, so Minnesota is going to pay 100% for private insurance companies, which, by the way, Medicare and Medicaid have already made comments that they are going to pay at 100%.
Okay.
This bill is focused on private insurance companies.
Right.
Okay. So federal has already said, yes, we're going to pay full priority for 100%.
Right.
This is private. So if you're an individual sitting in the state of Iowa going, okay, I'm going to get 75 or lower than 100% full parity. But Minnesota, which is how many miles away from here?
Yeah, it's about a 15-minute drive.
Right. They're going to pay 100. Let's be honest. What's going to stop you getting a license up there and seeing clients up there?
Absolutely. It's a business.
It's a business.
You're working to make a profit so you can continue to provide services and hopefully improve services. If you're working at 75% of what you would normally get, what's your incentive? It's like, boy, that's the deal of the century. Why wouldn't I provide in Iowa?
Silly. And this is also happening not just Minnesota, but Nebraska, Wisconsin. It's all these states are also crossing into these same issues. Why is Iowa dragging their feet? Why are we not on the front lines showing exactly what we should be doing to support our citizens, to support our state when it comes to mental health? Because again, the pandemic has not helped mental health. Suicide rates are drastically up. Substance use is drastically up. Overdose is drastically up. This is not the time.
Domestic abuse. I mean,
my gosh, child abuse. There's a reason why it's been a little hard to sit down with you.
Well, and where we sit now, Amanda, had comments from within the committee in the Iowa Senate. I would support this, but again, at the 75% instead of let's do what the neighboring states are doing to help our people and our providers in Iowa.
Right.
Yes.
Right, and keeping in mind too that, and this is, we're going to talk a little bit more business-minded here. Hi, Murphy. We're just going to sniff the toes there.
Yeah, that's all right.
And we're going to come back to the comments here. Because the state of Iowa, within the state of Iowa, we have MHDS regions, okay? They are responsible for paying for the core mental health services when no one else will.
Right.
So there's multiple regions. The money that goes into those regions, that comes from property taxes.
Yes.
Okay? We know this. It comes from property taxes. Right. That's where that money goes in. So if a private insurance company, which again is what this bill is stating would need to pay up full parity, if a private insurance company won't pay, these companies are going to have to go find money somewhere to stay in business.
Right.
They're going to turn to the regions, which is property taxes. Guys, come on. I don't want to talk about money. You know, as a provider, I'm here for the clients, okay? But I'm also a business owner.
What exactly?
We can't see the clients unless there's a business. And I can't have a business if every time we turn around, we're getting cut off at the knees because someone's trying to save a buck.
Absolutely. And speaking as a county supervisor,
sure.
You know, we would love to do more, but we are hamstrung.
Yes.
By something that has not been revisited since like 1997 as to where we cap what we can do for our local citizenry.
Absolutely. Yes. And I know that property tax rate as well has not been increased for years. I do not remember the year, but it also hasn't changed too. And so, and in the past how many years these regions have also been told that they have to add more resources. They have to pay for more resources. But there's not necessarily additional funding that's been added.
Yeah. Go ahead and do more, but no more money to do. Yeah.
Someone explain that one to me.
Yeah.
So we've got this bill saying private insurance companies, we're going to hold you to the same standard as paying for 100% parity. We're going to say, yes, you have to pay the full prices in person.
Right.
Okay. If you don't, these businesses run the risk of not being in business, guys. I say that as a business owner, that this is not just a small feat, this is a big deal.
Right.
And again, we're talking about mental health, going back to the ripple effect. If you don't have providers in the state of Iowa, what are you going to do? And another aspect is someone's like, oh, we've got these, and I've seen them myself. You've got people who have talked about, doing online telehealth services with these national companies. Okay, they've been really hitting hard, like on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and things like that. Which again, that's great, but that's money leaving the state.
Yeah,
that's not supporting your people here.
Support our local control, local support is the best because it affects you and I and our neighbors and our friends and family.
Right, absolutely.
Anytime you get up to the state, national level, who's that helping? We got to take care of us.
The money's, if you start paying national companies like that, which by the way, a lot of those national companies, they're not using the insurances, by the way. It ends up being out of pocket for individuals, which isn't easy for most.
Right.
Again, still money leaving the state.
Yeah.
And people are still paying for their insurance, again, for what? It's just this circular issue that we keep coming back to. I'm going to make this very, very clear. This is not a telehealth parity bill. This is access to mental health services.
Right.
This is access. There's not extra hours in the day that somehow us as providers are going to start raking in the money. This is just giving our clients another opportunity to access services that may not be in person.
Yeah, and let me accent that with our local clients. We want to take care of those around us. It's a healthier community. It's a healthier area. And so it's right now, again, in committee in the Iowa Senate. So would you recommend to people to get a hold of their state senator? And ours is Zach Whiting.
Yes.
But what is the committee?
It is the Human Resources Committee.
Okay, all right.
That's where it is at right now. Senators Elder, and I feel so bad. I can't say their names. This is so bad. I'll help you make sure I don't botch their names here.
Okay, here.
I'm so bad at this.
I'll take a stab at it. We got.
I feel so terrible.
Senators Elder, Costello,
thank you,
and Mathis, who are on the Human Resources Subcommittee.
Thank you.
I'll be here all week.
Thank you. I talk with people. I don't necessarily remember politics isn't my day job. They are some of the main components that we've been instructed to contact, but also your primary legislators. They're suggesting that we contact. But I just wanted to give a shout out. I've been doing some advocacy days and having one-on-one conversations with the following organizations: the Iowa Mental Health Counselors Association, the National Association of Social Workers, and the Iowa chapter within NAMI. And they have, oh my gosh, they have been doing phenomenal work advocating and lobbying for us and trying to show the support of why this bill is so important. Yeah. And, as providers, it's encouraged that that people join with these organizations and rally around that so we can talk as a group and stand together as a group. But if you're looking for resources, they have fantastic resources that I know I've already spoken with you about, that maybe we can post those together, that if anyone's looking to have some ideas and ways to speak with legislators, the main component that we are finding is you can email. That's just fine. Yeah. You can. Yeah. Phone calls are even better. In person or telehealth or virtual visits is the best. And putting a story of why it matters to you is what gets to people. Make it personal.
And I can speak as a public official, elected official, that personal and a text, an email is great. It gives you information. But when you hear a human voice or talk to someone and you've got a personal connection and they tell a story of, this is how it's affected my family, you do take a bit more notice. You do.
And I just want to share one of the stories that I know really has, that I heard that really resonated with me. Was one of these advocacy group days that I was with. An individual was on the call and they're a farmer, and they opened up and said, you know what, I've been seeking mental health services, but I've been doing it telehealth. And they said that telehealth has been such an asset to them, because normally to access services in person, they'd have to stop the tractor, get out of the tractor, and drive how many hours, because they're rural, and have their session, drive back, so half a day to a day that they would lose of work to access the service. The service is needed, and they would do it. But guys, farmers are the backbone of our state. Yes. I mean, if you have any idea, even just a day, the ripple effect, the domino effect that can happen with farmers, what that does. But this individual said, I know, you thought I had a treat, didn't you? They said I was able to stay in the tractor and turn on my phone.
Yes.
And get the same service.
Yes. And you and I have talked about this before, but us guys, us macho men, to walk into somewhere to get service, who's seeing me? Who are my neighbors and friends? What are they going to think of me? You pick up one of these, or a phone, whatever it is.
The privacy.
And the privacy. You feel so much more secure that this is between myself and to whom I'm speaking.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And there's so many benefits to this bill. And it is, again, I'm really struggling to find out why we can't move this forward. Why are we not, as a state, standing behind it and using it as a prime example of what it needs to be for the rest of the United States, of what it means to support mental health in a pandemic, post-pandemic, and whatever that means for mental health and substance following. We don't know. What we do know is what we have today, and what we have today is a greater need than we did a year ago.
Yes.
This is not the time to be cutting corners. And if you think you're going to save $1 here, I promise you're not going to save $1 when these individuals don't get services, because they're going to show up in your ERs. They're going to show up in your inpatients. They're going to show up in your specialty clinics.
They're going to show up in Dickinson County lockup.
And lockup too. Well, gosh, that's another day. We'll have to.
That's another
You're
day,
right. The money's going to go there too. This is not the place.
Yeah.
Not the place.
Right. For
all these reasons and much more. But I will make these reasons available to you, Jeff. We'll put it with the post. And then also NAMI has some great resources too on how to structure your story when you're talking to your legislator, because again, that personalized piece is kind of what helps people understand why this is so important.
And there's
right,
also
Murphy?
legislative forums that are published that you go and talk to your legislator. They're right there, right there
Absolutely.
in front of you. And they like that too. Let me point, it's not that they're dodging this. I mean,
no.
Point out that they like to get, this is how you find information. This is how you can find out how you can help. So let them help you. Let them know you need help is what you need to do.
Yeah. You make contact, but make an effort. They need to see that they want to hear from us.
Yes.
But they don't want to hear just noise. They need to hear, why is this important? Because let's be honest, they've got a lot of noise already.
Sure.
But if something's as important as this is, the more people that we can get behind around, and this isn't just providers. We're talking about any individual, any citizen in the state of Iowa that has access to telehealth services or a family member. And you got to think about that. This is future. So if you ever might need it yourself, a family member, a child, there's reason to support this.
Yeah, and in addition to just one last point, and that is, as far as the legislature goes, they had a shortened session last year, and to bring things to the top, to bring the cream to the top, and they're trying to bring stuff from last year that they wanted to get through. So we're talking about just a funnel, and they have funnel weeks, literally. And
they do.
And to get yours to the front of that funnel, sometimes you have to bring a little more attention to it and let them know that it's important. So, yes, we ask people to contact these senators, the website and link, and let them know if it's important to you. By golly, let them know it's important to you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very, very much. I hope that I did it justice. I will have to contact all of these senators that I clearly can't pronounce their last name and send them a sincere apology myself, including why this bill is so important. Good. Right, Murphy? That's
Even
right.
if you mispronounce your name for most of them, it's maybe the nicest name that you call once in a while, man.
I try. No, but we're still here. We still do the best we can on taking clients. Right now there is a waiting list, but we're doing the best we can to meet the needs, and we continue to try to look and hire people too. But a bill like this as well also opens the door for us to hire other people who maybe don't live in the state but can be licensed in Iowa too.
Right. Yep, provide more help. And the healing process from the last 12 months is going to go on for quite a while.
Yes.
In addition to the hurting we had prior to all this. So, all right, Murphy's got his treat. We're doing real good here. Amanda, I thank you for coming. I help you, and for all your hard work you do at Champion State of Mind for our mental health.
Well, and you too, Jeff. Thank you for everything you do for the community. It's phenomenal.
My pleasure. It's part of the team. That's all I am. All right, we have Amanda Olson again here with us today. We thank her for being with us from Champion State of Mind. And as always, we thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast. Okoboji Broadcast from the studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park is brought to you by the Scott Troutman State Farm Agency in Spirit Lake, Pure Fishing in Spirit Lake, Last Touch Painting and Cleaning providing interior, exterior, house painting and professional cleaning services in Spirit Lake, Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, advisor Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz. Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Attorney Bethany Brands at Brands Law Office in Spirit Lake. Ruthven Locker at the Lake, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji. The YMCA of the Okobojis is the Bedell Family YMCA, building strong families and strong communities.